and welcome to the R.A.W.Approach. You know who I am. I'm Dr. Woods. I hope everything is going okay with you on the day. I pray that everything is moving in just the way that you want it to go. But as we get ready to start our show, I want to leave you with some inspirational insight. You ready? Here it goes. Today, I want to talk about knowing how to leave when you are on top. Knowing how to leave when you're on top. This is one of the things that I always like to share with people and teach people, and for people to have self-identity in themselves and their worthiness within an organization. I understand that so many times in our lives we just go through, or so many times we have accepted a job or we have worked on a profession for quite a while. But there's nothing like leaving on top. I was listening to a story when they were talking to Michael Jordan, and they was asking Michael Jordan, with him still having an opportunity and still having youth in himself, why did he walk away from basketball? Michael Jordan said that he wanted to leave while he was on top. Not only did he want to leave while he was on top, he wanted to leave while there was nothing wrong with his legs. He wanted to leave while he was in good health. He wanted to leave before someone asked him to leave. That's the catch. What I have found out in my life and life experience is that most of the time when people ask you to leave, they don't ask you to come back. That's just something to think about. So, but what was more interesting on leaving when you're on top, just within the last 3 or 4 weeks, I spoke to about 3 or 4 people. They have left the industry where they have given 19, 20, 21, up to 25 years in the industry and decided it was time to leave while on top. I applaud you. I commend you. There's nothing wrong with looking to find something new. Also, don't take it back. Don't take that wrong. I'm not saying that everybody got to leave and everybody should leave their job and move on to other things. There's nothing wrong with people staying on their job 30, 40 years and retire. I think that's a wonderful thing. If you look into the Eastern civilization, especially in China and Japan, there are some people that, and it's on the normal, they work 30, 40 years with one company and never leave. I'm just saying, if you know that you have an inspiration, a desire, and a goal to do other things, I just pray that God gives you ample time to make up your mind before somebody make up their mind for you. That's my inspirational insight for you on the day. Remember, when possible, leave on top. All right. That's that. All right, y'all. I'm going to bring our guests in the house on today. We have Mr. Edwin Cruz with One Stop Texas. I'm going to let Mr. Edwin come in and introduce himself. And let me tell y'all this, just like everybody else, Edwin, the first thing he told me is, man, I don't do all that talking. Edwin going to be the main one talking. We're going to be on this show about an hour later. But here we go. Mr. Edwin, introduce yourself, man.
How's everybody doing? My name is Edwin Cruz, local Clarksvillian business owner here, member of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated.
Blue
proud father and happy husband.
You know. My bad, Edwin.
Proud father, happy husband, and just trying to how to leave a legacy and more mark on this world.
That's what's up, Edwin. Man, I appreciate you. Thank you for being on the show, man. We have a lot of topics to discuss today, and I'm just going to dive on in. You know what time of the season is, Edwin? It's that time of the season, brother. It's tax season.
It is tax season. It is tax season. It's coming to a close, though. It's the 8th day. The 15th, the filing deadline. I might push a little longer, but I'm ready to go on and sit down for a little bit. They don't
Now,
want me out.
I just did my taxes today, man. I didn't know to cry or even be depressed. but either way, man, it's all good. So first of all, throw something out there in case somebody needs some last minute advice how they can get with you.
You give the office a call, 931-494-9698. You can stop by, give us a call. Whether you're in the area or not, we'll get you situated electronically. You know, got any questions for us, give us a call. You know, I'll answer best I can.
That's what's up, Edwin. So what type of advice could you give somebody right now that's dealing with taxes and maybe thinking about doing an extension? What's the pros and cons? What's up, little man?
Well, put it like this: if you got a refund coming, or you don't believe you owe, you got some money coming back. That 15th deadline, that April 15th deadline really ain't too big of a concern for you. But if you owe money, you know you're gonna have to send the IRS a check. You need to get it filed and paid by the 15th, so you can avoid penalties and interest for not getting it done on time. But if you got some money coming back, you're good. You got up to 3 years to file those before you're gonna lose that refund. If you owe some money, if you're self-employed, get all your any and everything you think you may have spent money on to help you in your business. You know, take it to your preparer and let them tell you whether or not you can write this off or not, and to help lower your tax liabilities. You know, but at the same time, everybody, we want to lower our tax liabilities as low as we can, and obviously, you know, we don't want to pay them, but you just got to think about those things on the flip side when you're trying to go to a bank or you're trying to get a home, you're trying to get some money, and even though you brought in good money through your business, if you wrote it all off, you know, it's going to be a hard time getting things approved. That's about it, bro. I think we done lost him. But yeah, that's it, y'all. I'm a real estate investor. I like to buy and hold. There's plenty of different ways to do that. Real estate is a very good way to help lower your tax liabilities. I don't know where brother Dr. Woods went, but he'll come back on here shortly.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I don't know what happened, man.
All right.
Then they try to take us off air already. I haven't became controversial yet. All right, brother. Let me get back on track. I apologize for that, man. I appreciate you explaining that about the taxes and all that type stuff. All right, now I'm back vibing now.
All right.
All right, tell me, give me the purpose for starting your business, man.
Since our 16th year in business, I started back in 2010. Brother, you know Brian Harris, Freight?
Yeah.
I had no idea about taxes, y'all. Not an accountant, anything of that nature. I got a degree in history. I got a minor in political science. I've always been good with numbers, though. But our brother Harris, you know, about 15, 16 years ago, he reached out to me, let me know that somebody was starting a tax business. There was an opportunity to get involved, and he reached out and asked if I was interested. And I did. I let him know I was very interested in it and asked him different routes. And he said, well, you can be a tax preparer or you can pay some money and be an owner. And I was like, well, you know, I ain't never really wanted to work for anybody. So I took and at the time I was a little transition. I was living in my mother's house back home. You know, things had hit the fan. But I took my last $1,500, man. I paid this man to get into the tax business. I got on my hands and knees. I left with the Lord, and it's been producing fruit ever since.
Man, that's what's up. You know what I like about that is you and I talked briefly about giving advice to other people that want to start their own businesses and that type stuff. Share some of that advice that you share for me, so somebody in the audience can hear this and understand that everybody don't want your money. Some people really want to see you be successful. So
yeah. I ain't knocking anybody on how they produce their money and feed their family, but if you're interested in starting a business or getting involved in something, I don't see any reason you should be paying someone some big course fee to teach you general information. And for one, if you just do some due diligence, some research, you can pull it off of YouTube, and Uncle Google will help you out. And two, you got to know what you want. And know that, the microwave only works with food. So, you got to put in your work, your time, and let it do its thing. And, roll your dice, always bet on yourself, but but you also got to know yourself, Frat. If it ain't in you, don't go do something. You know what I mean? If it's on a hope and a prayer, you don't need to do that, but if you generally believe in yourself, I always put it out there, bet on yourself, man, because ain't no one going to do what you can do for yourself.
Man, one of the great advice that was given last week, as I was talking to another entrepreneur in Darby Starnes with D&M Apparel, he shared with the audience that, hey, if you looking to start a business and you looking to, have a capital loan or a business loan, ask yourself, do you have that money to pay that loan right now? Yeah. So what he was explaining, say, if you don't have the money to, even you might get approved, but if you don't have the money to pay on that loan, like right now, then don't get it, because you're only setting yourself further back, but you don't see it until you really get in it and you're like, man, what I done got myself into.
Yeah. You done picked up this overhead that you got to cover every month, and you ain't bringing nothing in.
And you know what, man? I tell people all the time, you look at a lot of businesses from starting out with a business, you look at people that started new churches, or you looking at people that no matter what they're doing, a lot of people rush into the overhead. And when I say the overhead, the brick building, you know what I'm saying? That brick building is going to be your highest cost.
Yeah. The monthly bills that it's coming regardless. But at the same time, I don't want to discourage anybody. Get out there and do something. Don't be afraid to get out there and make something happen, because it can't work. Don't be afraid of failure.
You can't be afraid to fall.
You're going to fall down, pick yourself back up, dust yourself off, and keep rolling.
Yeah. I mean, there's hardly
it might not be you didn't get the result you wanted. You didn't necessarily fail. You just didn't get the result you wanted. Go back, restructure, replan, and if you believe in it, go back at it.
I mean, look how many times Nike failed. Look how many times they wouldn't give that man no loan for them waffle cone looking shoes. The banks were like, you want to do what?
Yeah.
I mean, dude, man, they turn him down all the time. But I tell people, man, all you need is one yes.
Yeah.
That's all you need, one yes.
That's it.
And you can't be afraid to bet on yourself.
You cannot. Rick Ross, I seen this little video he put out, you can fail for 10 years, but you just need that one lick, and wham, whole life done changed.
Then everything else falls in line.
Everything, yeah.
But one of the things is that with that, man, you have to be able to prepare yourself with, and that's why I like to hear people each week when they come on, is one, you got to be disciplined. Discipline is going to prepare you when times get hard, that you got to make these critical choices. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not a steak eater, but I use this to say, even though you got a couple of dollars, you be like, man, I'm going to go and do this and give me this steak. Or, I mean, you can sit at home and deal with the bologna, but you got to ask yourself, what sacrifice are you willing to make in order to grow that business? You know what I'm saying? Exactly. If you're always out there splurging, and then you looking for the business to replenish you, you hustling backwards.
Hustling backwards. Man, that's
I don't know.
They need to put that in the business book.
Hey, it's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
Believe me, it's coming.
And I've failed, bro. You know, I've had plenty of different businesses in the years that I've had my tax business. I tried, you know, I had a hot dog cart. You know, I
remember the hot dog cart.
You remember? I started up a payday loan company. I was there loaning money. You know, and I was like, whoa, maybe this ain't what I want to do, you know. But I tried, you know.
But that takes me to my next point, man. The real estate.
Yeah.
Give the people your advice on the real estate. How you know, I know you did real estate, and then I'm gonna go there with the statistics. And I had Jay Lipscomb on, and she also talked about how people in real estate probably go 2-3 years before they sell their first house. But you got so many people that jump out there in real estate and they're gonna become instant millionaires.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of them things you may have an agent that catch it and get the hook up and they able to move it. They're able to move it, but that don't work for everybody. And I think the stats is it's almost like 75% of new real estate agents don't make their first official sale by themselves. They're working with other people and get a portion, but that portion don't pay the bills though.
Well, you know, like I tell my 20-year-old and my 15-year-old, there's more than one way to skin a cat in real estate. I'm not a real estate agent, so you know, I really ain't got too much experience in that nature, but I do know, you know, people that ups and downs, you know, that's gonna fluctuate with the market. I consider myself more of an investor where, you know, I look for off-market property that people ain't put on the MLS that are listed through a real estate agent. You know, I'm looking for them rundown properties. I'm looking for, you know, my uncle, your cousin and uncle passed away and he's sitting on some property. He's just trying to cash out that he's not trying to do no work. So I'm more into those properties and I'm gonna buy those cash and fix them up and rent them out. You know, so it's a slow grind. You know, Henry Banks, he's my business partner. His friend too. Yeah. He's my partner in real estate, and you know, 7 years ago we flipped a home together. You know, I got into real estate, trying to wholesale a home. I don't know if people know what wholesaling is, but
tell us.
I knew it's pretty much getting control of a property through a contract. Let's say you got your house, as a matter of fact, the house down the street from where I lived at, it went into probate. I had signs around, you know, I'll buy your house cash. They called me. I went through there. I made an offer for the home because he didn't want to go the traditional route through a real estate agent. He didn't want to wait the market. He wanted to get him and his brothers and sisters wanted to get their money now. So we worked out a deal to where, you know, I'd give him this amount of money, give me 30 days to give you that amount of money. And I told him I'm gonna try to wholesale the house. So I got the house at a good deal. The wholesaling is easy numbers. You get a house for $50,000. After you fix it up and do what you got to do, the house is worth $100,000. But it's going to take, you know, it's all hypothetical numbers. It's going to take $10,000 to get that $50,000 house to a $100,000 house, right? So I'm going to sell it. The wholesaler is going to go look for a cash investor, who I am now, who's like, look here, man, I got this home. Give me 60 racks or give me 60 grand. You're going to have to put another 10 into it to get it up to 100. You can rent it out. It'll have a value of this. So I get it for 50. I'm gonna sell it to the host, to the cash buyer for 60. You know, and you take that 10 grand or whatever you negotiate. You know, you take that money and you put it in your pocket, and that's a way to build up. That's a way to build up your bankroll to where when you run across a cash property now, I don't have to wholesale it. I'm gonna keep this one to myself, and I'm gonna start my portfolio for buying and holding, which is I'm gonna buy it, I'm gonna hold it, and I'm gonna wait until and I'm gonna rent it out for the rest of my life. And I'm gonna take that money that way. You know,
so
like I said, you know, me and here, I wholesaled that house. Couldn't wholesale it. I couldn't find anyone to wholesale it. I promised them people I'd pay them X amount of money. I only had half in, you know, I'm gonna be real, I only had half the money, but I told them to do what I do. I went in half with Henry. We went in together, fixed it. fixed it up, folded, you know, made a nice little something, you know, made it flipped in. We flipped our first home, and then we went into I came across another property that we were able to purchase for like 45, 50 grand that we fixed up, and it was our first home. We've had that forever. We've been renting it out. You know, started off renting for $650, now it's up to $1,000 a month, you know. And throughout the years, we've been able to accumulate, what we got, 10 properties now.
That's
you know, and but we, like I said, it's more than one way to skin a cat. Real estate investors, there are, you know, you can bank money. I can go out and get a whole bunch of different people money. You know, it's just like I said, it's more than one way to skin a cat, bro.
Are you still looking to buy homes and stuff, or you don't reach your max?
No, I'm always looking. You know, the market done got wild, so crazy.
Tell the people you still looking in case somebody.
I'm always there. You got a property to sell? Give me a call. You know, I'll definitely come out there and give you an offer. Tennessee buy homes, Edwin Cruz buy homes. You know, give me a call. I definitely come out there and give you an offer. You know,
man. One thing I can say, man,
we're gonna close quick. 10 days, title go through, we get you your money.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. I appreciate that. Yeah. I was about to say one thing that I can say is one thing I have watched how you have moved, and as you have become, you know, successful in the community, you constantly doing things to let people know that, one, you appreciate your community where you come from, yeah. And number two, you do wonderful things. And so I'm gonna do some stuff right here. This one right here is pretty much the business aspect, and I kind of put some stuff together for you. So let's see what we got. You last year that's what you was publishing and giving away. Did I see something about a vacation?
Our vacation voucher, you know, it's you know, they got them big dogs, H&R Block, TurboTax, they on TV every day. You know, I don't have the marketing budget, obviously, to compete with those conglomerations. So, you know, it's a 3-day vacation voucher. You come by, get your taxes done. We give a little. We got different cities you could choose from. To where, you know, go take get a hotel for 3 days. For 4 days, 3 nights. Now you got to pay your taxes. You know what I mean? But the hotel itself is free, guys. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I pay a monthly fee to where I can give these away. I've used it myself. Me and the family went to Gallenberg last year. It was a DoubleTree hotel. You know, it was a nice hotel. We had a good time. But you know, it's just something to give away. To, you know, give the clients to come. You know, appreciate they let me prepare their taxes.
That's what's up. Well, here's another one. And so that one said 15 years, but now you at 16 years, right?
Yeah.
Do it seem like it's been 16 years?
No. When I look at this white, yeah, then I see it. I see this hairline leaving, I see it, you
know. Hey, man. Hey, that's all a part of living, bro. You know what the alternative is, don't you?
No.
Not living.
Oh, no. Like the preacher said, we woke up on the winning side. Hey, I'm happy. I won't be on the winning side.
That's what's up. Hold on. I got a couple more. Let's see what we got here, Edwin. Explain that right there. What's going on with that, Ed?
I would just had a toy drive, you know, try to give back to the community. That year, Brother James Jackson, he helped us out that year. You know, we got a lot of presents come by, drop them off, and then we dropped them off to different people that were having giving toys away for kids for Christmas. You know, just something to give back to the families.
All right. Appreciate that one. And the next one. And then I don't have I don't think we provided information from this for another one, but I want to get on that one later on. But I'm going to go ahead and throw this right here out. You ready? Here we go. You like that?
You see all that black I saw? You see that?
Well, man, I like that. What made you start giving away the scholarships, though?
Oh man, just being blessed, and want to give back, bless somebody else. You know, just give my thanks to the Lord through blessing somebody else.
I like how you take the checks that you give to people, you know, and still post them on the walls.
Yeah.
You know, to me, I didn't know that you still do that. I didn't know you let the people keep the checks.
Now, let the people know also when they come in to get their taxes done. Yeah, you know, your money also going to fund a scholarship. We appreciate that. I've had a couple clients see them checks, so you know they'll throw an extra 100 my way or 200. You know, yo, Edwin, put this towards that scholarship. Yeah. I appreciate what you're doing.
That's what's up, man. Just like I told you, the same thing. I appreciate what you're doing in the community. And you know, I want to put out there to everybody. Hold on. I want to make sure I get this right. Anyone that's in Clarksville, surrounding areas, we are, you know, the Lambda Alpha Sigma graduate chapter of Phi Beta Sigma Blue Phi in the house all day long. You know what we do. All day. We are doing the Andrew Simmons Scholarship Fund. If you have a young male that's out there that don't mind doing writing an essay and hopefully get a scholarship and some book money for books and all that type stuff, hey, look into it. Reach out to myself or go on the website Lambda Alpha Sigma, Phi Beta Sigma, and apply for that. And my whole approach, what I want to do, Edwin, is we do a lot with the different people in the frat got different scholarships and stuff that's going on. So what I want to do is get together and bring all this together and do one big presentation for Phi Beta Sigma, everybody that's involved, all community leaders, and just make it a big ordeal in Clarksville, Tennessee. You know, just continue to represent to the fullest and go from there. What, Edwin? Edwin got kicked off the stage when them kids hung up his phone.
No.
When them kids hung up your phone.
You know, I ain't no technical savvy guy. Hit the wrong button. I got fat fingers.
Boy, what you talking about? But the other one that we did not get to talk about, or I didn't get pictures, was and I like how you be like, Chop, man, I really don't do a lot of stuff for to be pub, to get clout, and to be out there. I do it because it's what I want to do out of the kindness of my heart. Let's talk about the back to school drives and stuff that you do.
It's really not even a drive, man. Me, a couple of partners of mine have grown up together. Tyrone Jatan, one of my best friends, Billy Quails. We just throw some money together, get on Amazon, order a lot of book bags, go to Walmart, snatch the you know how Walmart have the list that the schools want, what grades, you know, for school supplies, and we just go down and snatch that list and just, you know, start filling up baskets, and then go back to the office, stuff them full of books, stuff the book bags with the supplies, and go drop them off at the schools.
Well, I'm gonna put this in your lap. When you do this this year, make sure you include the R.A.W.Approach. We're gonna participate with you.
I bet.
I believe in keeping my advisory board busy. I know some of them is on right now. They're gonna be like, "There he go. He's speaking for us." I want to keep them busy. Even if I got to get them some pretty little shirts to be out there shopping or whatever they got to do. That's what put us on. Put us on. Yeah. All right, Edwin. Let me know what else you got going on before we get ready to wrap it up, man. Is there a quote or something that you want to share with the folks? Something that you live by on a daily basis. You know what? No, let's not do that. I'm not going to let you get off that easy. Work-life balance, Edwin. Work-life balance. How do you, dealing with your business, dealing with your family, and being in the community, what do you do to handle work-life balance?
Oh man,
let's keep it PG, Edwin.
Just try to relax when I get home. Try to relax my free time. Oh man, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I'm a proponent, you know what I mean?
That's what's up. Well, before we get ready to wrap it up, man, is there anything that you'd like to ask me? I'd like to always give the guest that opportunity.
I just want to say thank you, man. I like how you started the show. You going hard, you know what I mean? You bring different guests up, giving different people opportunities, just to shine a little light on them, and show other individuals, there's more than one way to be successful. There's more than one avenue. You just gotta put it in your heart and say you're gonna do it and go do it.
And then, what I like about that, the thing about successful, man, is it's only evaluated according to you. You can't evaluate success according to anybody else.
Like a one-man race?
It's a one-man race. Whether it's a bow-legged race, a one-man race, or a horse race, or whatever, it's the race that you got to race. You know what I'm saying? And you got to make the best of your race. Don't equate what you think success is by looking to the east and to the west.
Yeah.
Look at self and identify what that is for yourself and go from there. That's a good one, Edwin.
Beauty in the eye of the beholder, success is in the eye of the beholder. Whatever you
say that again, Edwin. Do we need to pass the offering tray? Say that one more time.
I just said, they say beauty in the eye of the beholder, success is in the eye of the beholder.
Yes, absolutely.
Life a one-man race, guys. Go out there, and be the best version of yourself. And something I do try to live by, is just try to be grateful throughout the day. Even though when things get difficult, when life pisses me off, you know what I mean? And things just don't seem whatever. I still, hey, man, small thing to a giant. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for what am I going to learn from this? And just try to be the best version of myself and don't push my beliefs on anybody. But, I'm going to be accepting of yours, but at the same time, be accepting of mine.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Do you have any closing remarks for the folks?
Just go get some money. Believe in yourself. Take care of your family, As long as them kids look up and smile and love you, and your wife love you, man, you win it. You win it.
What you said. All right, man. Well, Edwin, man, I appreciate you for coming on. And we're going to do this again, man. We're going to have to get, I know you got a lot of your partners that you work with and do collaborative work and collaboration with. We're going to get them on with you next time. And
we'll do that, man. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, I like the work that y'all doing in Clarksville, man. Hey, as I say again, everybody, remember, leave on top. Whatever that look like, always be the champion to yourself. That's what leaving on top is. And that's my closing remarks with that. As always, remember, small victories lead to greater success. And I am Dr. Woods, and you have just been hit by the R.A.W.Approach. Peace out. Come check us out. www.